When we talk about some of the greatest rappers of all time, certain names always come up. But there's one name that somehow still feels a little bit under-discussed. A rapper who's dominated multiple eras, outlasted trends, outperformed generations, and stayed culturally relevant for over 3 decades. A rapper whose voice is instantly recognizable, whose energy is unmatched, and whose stage presence feels like controlled chaos. Today, we're talking about the one and only Busta Rhymes, and why I feel like the culture still hasn't fully given him the respect that he's earned. But before we do that, I want to thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I go by the name Broadway the Lyricist. I'm a hip-hop enthusiast and cultural storyteller. And if you're a fan of hip-hop commentary, history, or anything related to the culture, you're already in the right place. You are family, and you're already locked in. So now all you got to do is hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon so you guys never miss an upload. With that out of the way, I want to thank you guys for an awesome 2025. Let's get into it.
I am Broadway the Lyricist, homie, just let me do my thing. I'm on top, on my grind, I'ma always get it.
Before Busta Rhymes ever went solo, he was already standing out, even inside a group full of strong personalities. Leaders of the new school came out of the native tongues movement. It was a space that valued creativity, individuality, at a time when hip-hop was beginning to fracture into extremes. On one side, you had conscious rap. On the other, you had hardcore street records that were starting to dominate. Leaders lived somewhere in the middle, playful, sharp, expressive, and unapologetically different. And even within that context, Busta didn't blend in. His voice cut through everything. His delivery felt animated without being cartoonish. He wasn't just rapping, he was performing. You could hear him moving when he spoke. You could see him without visuals. That's why it was huge when Chuck D gave him the name Busta Rhymes. That wasn't just a nickname. Chuck D saw star quality in him early. He understood projection, he understood presence, and he understood when someone had that thing that just couldn't be taught. What's also important here is understanding why leaders of the new school didn't last long. It wasn't failure, it was more timing. The group came up in a moment when hip-hop was shifting fast. Labels were looking for breakout personalities, MTV exposure was increasing, and artists who could command attention on their own were being pushed forward. So Busta wasn't forcing a solo career, but the industry was already responding to him as one. The jump from group member to solo star is one of the most difficult transitions in hip-hop. History is full of artists who looked promising in a group and disappeared the moment they stood alone. So when Busta stepped out solo, there was pressure. Real pressure. His voice was unconventional. His delivery was aggressive. His personality was larger than life, and any one of those things could have been labeled a gimmick. Woo-ha, got you all in check, easily could have gone left. Instead, it worked because it was authentic. Busta wasn't trying to sound like anybody else. He leaned fully into who he was, and that confidence is what made people buy in. He didn't apologize for his energy, he weaponized it. By the time The Comin' dropped, Busta wasn't just surviving the transition, he was redefining what a solo debut could feel like. And it wasn't a cautious introduction. It was loud, it was bold, it was undeniable. And from that moment forward, there was no confusion about who Busta Rhymes was supposed to be. This is where I'm gonna slow down the conversation a little bit. Because Busta Rhymes didn't just have a good album run, he had a defining one. The Coming introduced hunger. You could hear it. This was an artist proving that he belonged center stage. The production knocked. The singles connected. And Busta sounded like someone with something to protect. When Disaster Strikes felt a little bit more dark, more focused, this wasn't just pure energy anymore. He was being intentional. The themes got heavier, the sounds felt more cinematic. Busta wasn't chasing radio, radio was adjusting to him. Then, Extinction Level Event arrived, and this is where Busta turned spectacle into strategy. That album felt massive. Apocalyptic themes, big records, big collaborations, big visuals. For all the chaos in the presentation, the execution was precise. By the time Anarchy dropped, Busta reached a rare balance. He could give you records for the streets, records for the charts, and records that still felt true to his core identity. And that's not easy, that's not common, and it's usually where artists lose themselves. Busta didn't. That album run was not accidental. It was a masterclass in evolution without compromise. We can't talk about Busta Rhymes without talking about his videos. In an era where music videos mattered, Busta Rhymes treated them like art. The creativity, the camera work, the exaggerated movements. He didn't just rap on screen, he performed. And the singles, they were everywhere. Busta Rhymes dominated MTV. His collaborations tell you everything you need to know about his place in hip-hop. He's not just a guest, he's a peer. He could move seamlessly between groups like a Tribe Called Quest and Wu-Tang without feeling out of place. That alone is rare, because those are two totally different energies, philosophies, and aesthetics, and Busta fit naturally into both. When he collaborated with artists like M.O.P. or Nas, it never felt like he was borrowing relevance. It felt like equals exchanging energy. And when Eminem came into the picture, it highlighted something else about Busta: adaptability. He could match intensity, speed, presence without ever losing his identity. On the production side, his relationships mattered just as much. Producers trusted Busta to understand rhythm, cadence, and how to kill a beat without overwhelming it. That's why his features hit the way they do. And when Busta shows up for a record, it feels like an event. Not because he's trying to steal the song, but because he elevates it. I'm gonna say this clearly. There are rappers who sound good on records, and then there's Busta Rhymes on stage. The breath control, the crowd command, the physicality. He doesn't perform at you, he performs through you. And somehow, decades later, he's still doing it. In an industry that chews artists up and spits them out, Busta has adapted without chasing trends. He stayed Busta. When Busta Rhymes says that he doesn't believe that there's anyone who could compete with him in a Verzuz battle, people hear arrogance. What I hear is more so resume awareness. Because if you break down Verzuz into categories and not just hits but impact, Busta checks almost every box. Hits, multiple decades. Features, legendary. Performance, elite tier. Longevity, he's in rare air. Most artists dominate one era. Busta Rhymes has remained relevant through format changes, industry shifts, generational turnover. Even if you try to line him up with somebody that's comparable, the conversation gets complicated fast. Because now you're not just counting chart positions. You're measuring presence, catalog depth, and cultural impact. And that's where Busta separates himself. Because Verzuz isn't just about songs, it's about moments. And Busta has lived in and created moments for over 30 years. Busta Rhymes isn't just a rapper, he's an institution. And if we're being honest, he's one of the most complete hip-hop artists the culture has ever produced. If this series exists to correct history, then Busta Rhymes is one of them ones that belong at the front of the conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. Do you guys agree that Busta Rhymes is one of the greatest to ever do it? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, let me know what is your favorite Busta Rhymes album, single, or feature. Drop that in the comments down below as well. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon so you guys never miss an upload. And I just want to thank you guys again for an awesome 2025. I look forward to what we're going to do in 2026. If you want more videos just like this, feel free to click on one of these playlists to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate y'all. Peace.